Hi, in this video I'm going to read to you the financial fairy tale called Gordon Gekko and the 40 Tulip Investors, obviously based on Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. It's covered on page 59 to 62 of 1 Billion and 1 Dirham Financial Fairy Tales. Gordon Gekko and the 40 Tulip Investors. Once upon a time there lived two brothers named Mickey Gekko and Gordon Gekko. These were sons of a merchant and had an equal amount of inheritance. While Mickey married a rich lady and became a wealthy merchant, Gordon devoted himself to money and lived the life of a day trader. The discovery of greed. One day, Gordon goes long in the commodity market for some good quality investments. There, he chances upon a niche market occupied by a gang of 40 tall investors that speak a harsh language that sounds as if they've had a throat disease. He watches from behind a barrel of crude and learns that the niche market is magically protected. He hears the leader of the thieves say a magical phrase to open the market. Gordon waits until the investors leave the niche market and then goes to it. He repeats the magic words and says, "Greed is good." The niche market opens. Inside, Gordon finds tulips in all colors, even black. He is awed by the natural wealth, but is careful enough not to leave a trace of his visit. He picks up a bunch of black tulips and leaves the market. Greedy brother. Gordon tells Mickey about the niche market and the tall tulip investors. He borrows weighing scales from Mickey to measure the wealth they have. Being sneaky, Mickey's wife applies some wax under one of these scales to know what quality tulips her brother-in-law has acquired. When the weighing scales are returned, she is shocked to see a unique black tulip leaf stuck to the bottom. After a lot of prodding by his wife, Mickey asks Gordon about the tulips. He forces his brother into revealing the mystery behind the black tulips. Gordon tells him everything, but after convincing Mickey not to reveal the secret to anyone, including his wife, Mickey agrees to it and goes to the cave, taking his retro Volkswagen transporter along, hoping to bring back as many black tulips as possible. He opens the door and gets excited at the sight of all the large tulips with rare colors. He quickly fills his retro Volkswagen transporter with as many of them as possible. But in his excitement, he forgets the magical words to open and close the door to the niche market. The tall tulip investors return to find Mickey in the niche market. They beat the hell out of him, choke him with tulip bulbs, stuff his mouth and ears with pink tulip leaves, tear him into 4 pieces in good old medieval fashion, and hang his remains outside the niche market as a warning to anyone who might try to enter their niche market again. Keeping a secret. When Mickey does not return from the niche market, his worried wife approaches Gordon, who goes to the niche market and finds his brother's body parts hung outside the niche market. Heartbroken, Gordon takes his brother's body down and returns home. He seeks the help of Emma, a clever servant girl from Mickey's house, to make Mickey's death look natural. First, Emma goes to the pharmacist in the town and gets medicine, claiming that Mickey is gravely ill. She then finds an old tailor, blindfolds him, and takes him to Gordon's house where he works on Mickey's body. He skillfully stitches the 4 pieces of body overnight. Gordon and his family give Mickey a proper burial without arousing suspicion. The tall tulip investors come to town. On returning, the tall tulip investors find that Mickey's body is gone. The leader, Joop, worried that someone else knows the niche market secret, sends one of his men, Menno, to the town to inquire. Menno talks to different people in the village and comes across Yazin, who boasts that he's the best tailor in the area as he just came back from sewing a man's body together. On further inquiry and coaxing, Yazin agrees to lead Menno to Gordon's house. He gets blindfolded again and retraces his steps to the house. Menno marks the door with a symbol and goes back to get the rest of his gang. Emma sees this and marks all of the other houses with the same symbol. The next day, Joep and the other tall tulip investors return to the town only to find all the houses marked the same. Joep kills Menno and assigns the job to another, Milad. Joep manages to find Gordon's house by the mark on the door and chips the wall of the house as a mark. Emma foils Joep's plan again by cracking the walls of all the other houses in the neighborhood. Unable to find the house yet again, Joep kills Milad as well and decides to complete the task himself. A new oil merchant. Joep memorizes the exteriors of Gordon's house and returns next day, posing as an oil investor. Joep comes to town with 38 donkeys, herded by Mark, carrying a barrel each, with one barrel containing oil and the remaining hiding the 37 tall tulip investors. He requests Gordon's hospitality and tells him he has 38 barrels of oil for trade. Emma once again learns about the plan of the tall tulip investors and kills them by pouring hot oil into the 37 barrels. At midnight, Joep comes to wake the others and finds them all dead. Afraid, he escapes. On learning about how Emma killed the tall tulip investors, Gordon persuades Mickey's wife to set the servant girl free as a reward. Gordon and Emma bury the dead bodies and Emma continues living with Mickey's family. A happy ending. A few months later, Joep comes back to town as a merchant and befriends Gordon's son to get his revenge. Gordon's son invites Joep home for dinner, where Joep plans to kill Gordon and his family. Emma, who is invited as well, is the only one to realize that the leader of the tall tulip investors is among them, performs a dagger dance at the dinner. While dancing, she plunges the knife into Joep's heart and kills him. Gordon is furious at Emma for killing the guest, but on learning why Emma killed him, he is impressed by her intelligence and quick thinking. Grateful that she saved his son's life, Gordon makes her part of his family by having her marry his son. Everyone lives happily ever after, except the tall tulip investors and the greedy brother Mickey.